You've probably heard the phrase, the dark side of the moon. But this phrase is a misnomer. There is no side of the moon that remains permanently dark. It would be like calling the part of the Earth not currently facing the sun as the dark side of the Earth. Sure, it's correct, for the moment, but the Earth is constantly rotating. So we simply refer to it as night, knowing the cycle of day and night will repeat every 24 hours. For the moon, however, a cycle of day and night lasts about 28 Earth days. That's because it takes about 28 days on Earth for the moon to make one full rotation around our planet. Since the same side of the moon is always facing the Earth, it takes the same amount of time for the moon to make one rotation on its axis as it does to make one revolution around the Earth. This is a phenomenon known as tidal locking. One object orbits another with the same side always facing it. And it is not a rare occurrence. In our solar system alone, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune all have tidally locked moons. Planets can also be tidally locked to the sun they orbit. Such is almost the case with Mercury, which would be tidally locked to the sun but for the extreme elliptical path of its orbit. If not for this orbit, there would be a dark side of Mercury. The tidal locking of the moon to the Earth is the reason why we only ever see one side of the moon. The phases of the moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full, waning gibbous, third quarter, and waning crescent, are all caused by the moon's position in relation to the sun and which part of it is reflecting sunlight to our eyes here on Earth. A full moon is what we call it when we see the entire half of the moon that faces us bathed in sunlight. This occurs when the moon is in opposition to the sun. That is, the moon is on the opposite side of the Earth from the sun. A full moon rises a few minutes after the sun sets. A new moon occurs when no sunlight is being reflected. During this phase, the opposite side of the moon is being completely illuminated by the sun. Never seen by human eyes, that undiscovered part of the moon could only be regarded as the other side, the far side, the hidden side, and of course, the dark side. Out of all these possible adjectives to describe it, the word dark just sounds better. It's imbued with mystery and piques our curiosity in a way the others don't. The word is still being used today as a placeholder for things that we don't yet understand, like dark matter and dark energy. For this reason, it might not be surprising that when Jules Verne was writing From the Earth to the Moon in 1865, this was the terminology he used. H.G. Wells made a similar choice in his 1901 novel The First Men in the Moon. The 1950 film Destination Moon and its source material, rocket ship Galileo, both use this phrasing. In 1959, the Soviet Union launched the Luna 3 probe, which became the first spacecraft to photograph the far side of the moon. Even though it could now finally be seen, newscasters reporting on the event still referred to it as dark. But there was no bigger event in pop culture history that would solidify the term dark side into the common vernacular than Pink Floyd's 1973 blockbuster album, The Dark Side of the Moon. With over 45 million copies sold worldwide, it is one of the best-selling albums of all time, spending an astonishing 15 years on the Billboard 200 chart. Today, scientists are still struggling to get the public on board with the much more correct, if not poetic phrase, the far side of the moon. Whether or not it ever catches on is something only time will tell. But one thing is certain. Once a month, when no moonlight is being reflected to us on Earth, that is when we are all on the dark side of the moon. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and check out some of my other videos. Thanks for watching.